Alright guys, it is a good day. Look at this. They've already announced the Halloween trilogy coming back over on the NA version of the game. For everybody that was really worried we were going to be getting a dead week, well, you're kind of half right. I mean, it is going to be coming out on the 29th, which is going to be Friday. So, kind of a little bit of a dead week, right? Like, you didn't really have anything from like Monday to Friday, but not a full dead week. We don't got to wait until like next Monday. So, a dead normal weekday, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I mean, but I'm just glad that we're going to get some actual content. Now, if you're not aware what this is, I already did a video on this. So I'm going to try to keep this, short, sweet, and concise, but go over it again just in case you need to know what's actually going on with this event. Basically, they're going to bring back the first 3 original Halloween events. There's not going to be any free quests. There's going to be nothing like that at all that you got to do. It's just going to be you going through the story, speed running it as fast as you can. You can read the story. You can put it in your, my room if you want to go read it later. But basically, what this serves to do is get everybody their copy for Caster Liz, Saber Liz, and one of the Alter Ego Liz's. And yes, before anybody asks in the comments down below, you can only choose one of them. But it's basically to get everybody at least one copy of these guys. Now, before you ask, just one copy, they're free-to-plays. Where are we going to get our free NP5, right? That's the whole point of these free-to-play servants. Well, don't you worry. The next Halloween event that should be dropping when this ends over here at the 23rd of October, around then we should get the actual next Halloween event. So it's going to be a little, I don't want to say dead over here on the NA version of the game. Hopefully they maybe start incorporating some of the other small little events so we can kind of just get out of the way, small little campaigns, because otherwise it will be a little bit dead. But after that, you will get the event proper where you'll be able to get Rider Liz, and you'll be able to get servant coins for all of these guys, and you'll also be able to get the other copies. Now, that's not the only thing we are going to be getting for this. We should be getting about 6 Saint Quartz a person. I think I'm doing that math correctly, because they are going to be bringing a rank up for each and every one of these guys, and that should be 2 Saint Quartz a pop. So that's also really nice. Now, are they the most broken units of all time? Not really. If you've got a really limited and, dare I say, quite a bad box, they might be kind of decent. I've told this story before, but when I started my current NAFGO account over here, I started around, I believe it was this Liz's Halloween event. It was like maybe a couple weeks before that. So I didn't really have a whole lot of really good units, but just gaining access to a free NP5 unit, even though she wasn't the best, just at least having someone that could do decent enough damage, dare I say, because they were a free-to-play NP5, that was helpful enough. Then again, this was like year 2, so some of the bosses weren't the most ridiculous things ever, and even for some of the tougher content, she would still struggle a little bit, but they are at least nice, right? Like, they're nice to have if you don't really have anybody. If you don't have yourself like a nice DPS Saber, she can make do until you, I don't know, get more copies of Bedivere, but even then you're probably better off still just using your NP1 Bedivere that you got from finishing Camelot. But also think about how these guys could be good for things like the tower events, right? Where if you're a newer player and you just need more units that you can use to kind of clear through those, they can all be kind of good. Now, for this Caster Liz over here, I actually believe I misspoke in one of my other videos saying that you could not use her for Buster Looping. I think you actually can get her to Buster Loop because she does have a 30% battery, and she will be getting another technical battery, I guess if you want to call it that, on her first skill, where she can get like 20% NP gauge depending on how many critical attack down she hits on people. I don't really think you can use that for Buster farming, but then again, I'm not exactly trying to Buster farm with her over on JP where she has these buffs. So someone down in the comments down below can let me know if it's actually possible to use her for Buster farming. The only thing that makes it a little bit dicey is that her third skill is on a 7-turn cooldown, and I believe for even 30% batteries, you do want them to be on a 6-turn cooldown, but I'm assuming that with, I don't know, some kaleidoscope shenanigans, and if you really have just the drive to make it happen, I think you can get her to Buster Loop. But again, someone can let me know that in the comments down below. That might give her a little bit more value, but again, I'm not exactly trying to Buster Loop with her over on JP. In fact, I can't because I don't have my own Koyanskaya or Oberon, so it's not like I could even test it right now even if I wanted to. But I did look around online and I saw some Buster Looping videos for, her, but I don't know how free-to-play friendly those are exactly. Then again, I don't really know if Buster Looping is free-to-play friendly in general because you need, like, 2 limited units, but I digress. You know, you might be able to get some value out of this one. Let's just leave it at that. Maybe in a perfect setup, you can actually get her to do some looping, in which case, I guess she can be nice, but I don't know why you would want to use her unless you just don't have any better options. But, you know, Caster Coup does exist, and I would just, you know, hope that you went ahead and got your copies of him, because he could definitely bust her loop, and he does the Lord's work when he does it. So I would just hope you go and get him. But, you know, maybe you only have one copy of him because you didn't summon for him on like Lost Build 6 or something, and she's just your better option because she's, you know, a free NP5 or something. I don't know. You know, you just, if you're determined enough, you go ahead, man. I'm not gonna stop you. You go bust your farm with your Liz over there, and you let me know how it goes. Now, the one that I think is going to be the most useful to most players, because even if you do have a pretty well-established box, this alter ego Liz can actually be kind of nice. She does do a decent bit of damage, and she can do some nice crits even still. There were some really old farming setups that she was really good for in, like, say, year 2 and stuff along those lines. But I still think if you're desperate enough for a single target unit that you really need someone to, I don't know, chunk some really big rider, caster, assassin, or berserker in, you know, I don't know, some 90+ node, she might be able to clutch it out for you, but do keep in mind she does only have a 20% battery, so she's probably going to be relying on either like a pen skills or starting charge CE, stuff along those lines, but I don't doubt that she will find some use in some people's Chaldeas. And again, kind of in the same vein that the Saber Liz, if your box is really down horrendous, right, and you really just need a single target Saber to really just chunk some enemies for you, at least she, as an alter ego, has a little bit more applicability because you can bring her, again, to any of the cavalry class guys and some of the extra class dudes as well. So she does have a little bit of use in that. So I think it'll be nice for some masters, right, who just missed out on these guys. Maybe you're a newer player. Maybe you missed out on the original Halloween reruns, because this is, you know, the first 3 years of the game. Maybe you just started playing when Castoria came out. Maybe you just started playing this last anniversary when Morgan came out. You know, you might have missed a lot of these guys, and so it'll be really good for you to pick them up. And like I said, at least this one is pretty solid. You can get some usage out of her. I could see you getting some mileage out of her. These two, maybe not, but then again, I don't know, maybe there will just be some guy in the comments who's like, no, hold on, ZTL, hold my beer. I got this on lockdown. You're going to do this insane setup, but you can get her to farm, right? I imagine someone probably has cooked up something, so I'll be looking forward to that. I imagine with like a max on the broken scope and like plug suiting out for Oberon or something, I imagine you could get it done, right? Because, you know, starting with 100%, the Koyans guys get you to 100% with their skills, and then, you know, you got 30% from her, 70% from Oberon. I feel like that sounds correct. You know, I feel like I'm not a crazy person, but, you know, who knows? Maybe this is one of my more wild ideas. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below how you guys are feeling about this event coming in. Again, it is going to be kind of mid for people that have already done a lot of these in the past, right? Like for myself, it's going to be something that I just kind of breeze through and really don't care about. I mean, I even think, let me just double check, just so I'm not talking foolishness over here, but I think I actually have both of these Liz's. Otherwise, the only main thing that's going to happen for me is that, why is it loading this slow? What was that? But okay, what is going on? Okay, no, so at least for me, I think I can grab the other Liz because I grabbed the Camilla, so I guess that's the main thing for me. As a collector, I can now have the pink Liz and I can have the gray Camilla. I guess I'm getting a little bit of something out of that. But yeah, there's also the banner that's going to be coming out. Don't summon on that. But yeah, with all that being said, it is like 5 in the morning. Your boy had to stay up just to see that this event is actually coming out. But hey, I'm happy we're at least getting something. But on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.